Hi, my name is Shiva. There is a US political group called No Labels that's putting together a third party bid for the 2024 presidential elections. It has raised a significant sum of money and hopes to capitalize on society's frustrations with all the partisan politics in Washington. It wants to field a centrist as its candidate. Now, at first glance, it seems to make sense. A bipartisan, common sense alternative to the two major political parties. What's wrong with that? Well, this is one of those things where when you try to do one thing, you end up doing the exact opposite. Like trying to rescue a drowning person by jumping into the water and ending up drowning yourself. Fielding a third party centrist candidate in the 2024 presidential elections will have the exact opposite effect and elect a president who is farthest from the center. Let's look at the political spectrum by placing candidates on a scale of 0 to 10. For the 2024 presidential elections, right now we have the two leading candidates, President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump. The general assessment of their position is that Biden is at 4, 4 being center left, and Trump is at 8, 8 being far right. They're positioned there because that's where their parties are. While the Democratic Party has drifted a little bit away to the left over the past 5 decades, it's nothing compared to the significant Republican drift to the right from 6 to 8 during the same time. So the candidates are where their parties are. Now, if a third party centrist candidate comes in at 5, he or she is much more likely to receive votes from voters in regions 5 and 6. Centrists and slightly right conservatives who would have either voted for Biden or not voted at all if there were no third party candidates. Voters in general tend to vote for the candidates closest to their own position in the political spectrum. So Biden would get fewer votes. Trump wouldn't lose as many votes because 8 is much farther from 5 than 4 is. So this would dramatically increase Trump's chances of being the highest vote getter in a three-way race because the centrist candidate will take away Joe Biden's votes. What makes the problem even worse is that the tightest races are going to be held in swing states like Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, where there are a large number of independent and moderates, where the race is expected to be close even without a third party candidate. And elections would be won or lost with just a few thousand votes. And those purple states are the only ones where No Labels is planning to run. That means that a third party candidate is handing over to Trump the advantage in states that matter the most. It's difficult for the No Labels candidate to come out on top in a three-way race and win electoral votes in any state, but the chances are higher in these purple states. So let's say the third party candidate ends up winning a total of 16 electoral votes all across the country. And let's say that Biden wins 262 and Trump wins 260. Biden still won't be declared the winner because the winner needs 270. So what happens? Well, what happens is that the House of Representatives decides who the next president is. And since the House is controlled by Republicans, Trump will be declared winner. When I say controlled, I don't mean that the Republicans have a majority of members in the House and that's why they have the control. What I mean is that the majority of states is controlled by Republicans. You see, in the contingency election, each state would get only one vote. In other words, the 52 representatives of California together will get a single vote. And since each state gets one vote, the only representative from Wyoming will decide to whom the Wyoming vote would go to. And since the Republicans control a large number of smaller states, the Republican candidate will invariably win, even if Democrats had the majority in the House. People may not like it, but that is the rule. So, this second possibility, when no one gets the majority and the decision is made by the House, is the path that gives Trump a much higher chance of victory. That is why it is not surprising that many of the multi-rich financial backers of the No Labels party have been previous donors to Donald Trump and other right-wing candidates. This would not be a problem at all if No Labels had a realistic path to getting 270 electoral votes all by itself. That would be the sign of a healthy democracy, right? But the party does not have a clear path to 270, and they have admitted it themselves. Bottom line, if you vote for Biden, you are helping Biden win. If you vote for Trump, you're helping Trump win. If you are voting for the third party candidate, you are helping Trump win. So before you cast your vote to the third party candidate, decide if that's what you really want to do. Thank you.